I won't. Just. Okay, I'm going live.
You're not the one who's going to suffer.
Mm-hmm. I won't. Just. Okay, I'm going live. Of course, I got to sneeze too on top of it. I got to sneeze. I said I have to sneeze. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Of course, I got to sneeze too on top of it. Oh, God. That tastes good. Water. I said I have to sneeze. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, I figured I'd do some Blood Angels. I haven't done Blood Angels in a long time. These are actually, I think the new 40K models are a hair bigger than the old ones. But I'm going to show you a quick way on how to do this. Yeah, I figured I'd do some Blood Angels. This is probably going to be 2 parts. There'll be a part tonight, and there'll be a part tomorrow. Models are a hair bigger. And we'll try to get as much as we can done. Quick way on how to do this. That way I can get, hopefully, it's probably going to be 2 parts. Part tonight. I can get as much as I can done before Thursday, because Thursday I'd still like to do and finish the last dragon. That way I can get the Chaos Dragon. So we'll see how it all pans out, because I'd like to get these ready for the weekend. As much as I can done. Now, as you can see, before Thursday, because Thursday I still like to do and finish the primed these all in Mephiston Red. That's what we use for our Blood Angels. Mephiston Red. Let me just get something here. So we'll see how it all. I usually have my little guide here that I'm ready for the weekend. Make sure I don't forget anything. Before Thursday, because Thursday so I like to do the dry brush red way, and what we use for our Blood it's a little bit different, but it seems to be very effective when you are doing a whole bunch of these. Yep, definitely getting a delayed echo. All right, hold on. So I like to do the dry brush way, and let's see here. It's a little bit. How's that? Everything should be muted. Are we still getting a delayed echo? Let's see. Is there 2 things on at once? Nope, just the one. All right. Are we getting an echo still? I'll just wait to see if anybody responds. Echo gone. Oh, okay. I forgot to turn off the volume on the other thing. Okay, so anyways, getting back to what I was going to say and do here. First of all, let me probably move this a hair to the right. Let me just put on that for a second, because we don't want my hand to take up the whole area there. There we go. So, okay, there we go. Exactly what I wanted. All right, now I'll make sure that focuses in. And there we go. All right, so we're all set now. And we'll just bring this down a little bit. There we go. All right, so anyways, we took Mephiston Red and we basically just covered these completely, okay? The most important part of painting a Space Marine is getting his armor done first, and then basically finishing everything else up. So what I like to do is, instead of going and putting the Mephiston Red and then going over and edging each thing with your brush, I like to dry brush it. So what we're going to do is use some Kindle Flame, which is kind of like an orange, but you'll see what we get for an effect in a minute. It's going to look awful when you're doing it. It really is, but if you just trust me on this, it kind of all comes together. So we get some of this on our paintbrush here, and then of course we're going to, let me just push this aside here. There we go. And we're just going to take this off. As you can see, I've done a couple already, and I've got them drying over there, but that's so we can speed along a little bit. So now as I'm taking this off, I want to make sure that there's hardly any on there. As you can see, I don't have a lot on there. I wonder if I should just do this anyways. And we're just going to move that over there a little bit. Alright, I had to deal with the timer up to live to get to go away. If anyone is still gearing it up, make sure. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay. It's hard to paint and keep everybody kind of involved here. Okay, so now I'm making sure that's off. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself a Marine. Let's put this guy over here, move those guys over there. And what I want to do is I really kind of want to hit those high edges there. And I got a little bit too much on there, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna dry brush this onto this guy, getting all the high spots. As you can see, I want to get behind here. And it's going to look awful because it's an orange almost, but it's going to make sense in a minute. And we're just going to go over this. Oops. Come on, I got to keep it in my hands. And we're just working all over here. Just wouldn't be natural unless those dumb dogs decide to drink water, which they haven't for the last hour and a half. She just came out of a what? All right, so here we go. Oh my God! No, it's all right. Tim, just let them drink. If people aren't used to it, well, they can. Huh? Yeah, that's the way this channel works. Some people like it, some people don't. I know. All right. So now, all I'm doing here is I'm just working this in here. And I'm just taking and catching as much as I can, hitting the dead areas too. That's fine. And we're just trying to get as much as we can on here. And what we want to do is we really want that orange or whatever this dry stuff is, really hit all the corners, hit all the high spots, and you can see the effect that we're getting on this. Now this looks pretty awful right now. Question: how do you approach negative space on a model? I try to enhance it with positive space. I try to be very positive when I'm painting the model. So now we're just going to we're going to take a lot of this off. I just want to make sure that I really hit these areas high. And it's going to be, you want to make sure you take as much as you can off, but leave enough on so that it really kind of enhances. And again, I'm telling you, it's going to look awful. You're going to look at that model and you're going to go, oh, you got to be kidding me. But there's a way that we get around this. And as you can see, I'm really digging this brush. This is an old brush, so make sure that you got an old brush to do this with. And what is she barking at now? Boy, what a train wreck tonight. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got that pretty well covered up pretty good. All right, let's do another one while we're at it. I'll give these other guys a chance to dry here so I can show you the finished product. And then we'll start working on highlight. This is all about getting the armor. That's what it really comes down to, is getting that power armor done first. That is your most important part of this. Now, I'm really hating this brush today. So I think I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I was trying to use an old brush, but it's just too hard for me after I wasted that paint on there. But sometimes you just got to change mid-shift. And that's what I'm doing here. Alright, I like this a little better because I think I can get done more quicker. Alright, so again, you get a good amount on here. And you kind of work this off. And then you got to take it. You really got to take it off. There we go. And what we're going to do, is there a way to bump up the quality? It feels a bit low res. Well, I can shut the feed off, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. It's, let's see. Yeah, it's 10. Yeah, it's doing everything it's supposed to do. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, it's live, so that's kind of where you fall into. Sharpness. Let's try that. Noise filter. I'm just going to try a few things real quick. See if this improves anything. Stream factory there. Yeah, it's everything. Everything's on high. Can't do much more for it. There we go. And alright, so I'll just leave it there. It's the best I can do. Alright, let me get my hand out of there. Maybe that'll help. And I'll try to pull back a little bit. Maybe brighter light. Well, let's see. How much brighter light can this get? Well, we got that big bright light. And then on the other side, no, you don't want to look at that. We got another bright light. So I don't think light's a question. How's that? There we go. And maybe I'll just cut this. If it's not effective. Like I said, if this, if this isn't effective, I'll just cut the stream. Okay, I could do other things. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'll just go a few more minutes and see if I can. I'm going to watch and see if it's any better. If not, I'll just delete the whole stream. And again, like I was saying, this is a tough watch because, again, I'm trying to do this live, so it's not taped and no pretty music behind it. Alright, there we go. And again, I'm just trying to hit these high spots. That's all we're trying to do. See, the problem is that this red doesn't really show on camera. Red's always a tough color to paint. Should have went blue, right? Maybe I'll do one in 4K and just have it taped on there. Could do that too. So again, I'm just going to take some more of this. And this is a dry paint from Citadel. Whoops. This is a dry paint. It's called Kindle Flame. And it comes dry. So it's one of their lines where you have that dry paint. Where's my hand here? Okay, I'm trying to keep my hand in here and just want to make sure. Oh, see, that's too much, but that's okay. And again, we're just trying to catch all the edges here. There we go. That's about the right consistency that you want. And there we go. Like I said, I was only going to do another one, and then hopefully these over here will be dry. And we'll be able to move pretty quickly where we can get this in an hour. I think I'll try something a little different tomorrow. Like I said, this will probably be two-part because I've also got to prime and do these guys. And we'll show you how to do the bearer and this guy, the commander. As we're getting these ready for this weekend, we're going to do a whole... We're actually going to be playing the new 8th edition. Alright. And you can see by just getting those high points. And let's see if I can do this. And let's do that. Let's put on the autofocus. So when I come close. Oh, there we go. See, it doesn't look right, and I know what you're thinking. Wow, you know, this is really starting to look orange for a blood angel, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to dry off this brush because we already did a couple of these. Maybe we'll just do one more. How about one more? Just so we have a couple to work on while these other ones are drying. And why not, right? And the whole point is just to show you how to do a quick way of doing this. I tried to do a couple of the head because it does take a little while for the wash when we put a wash on there, but we'll get to that part. We'll explain what happens there. And here we go. Let's see, only cans. Any tips on priming in wet and humid weather we've been having in CFL? I do not have an airbrush, only cans. If you have a basement, go down in the basement and just spray in intervals. That's what I used to do up north when it was humid. I'm in probably one of the most humid climates of them all, and that's Florida. And I really don't. There we go. Let me just move that over. I really don't have too many problems. Let's see here. So anyways, all right, there we go. Now I think we got it where, oops. And again, just you're taking the high points and you're just taking and you're trying to get that over. See those little high rises around the corners? And that's what you're really trying to catch. You're going to paint over a lot of this. And right over his helmet there. And then work it into here. Into his front belt area. These are a lot more detailed than I think the other ones are. And they're different molds. They have different ways to go together. So I really like the new 8th edition models. Which means they're different from the old models. Doesn't mean that you can't use them, but I actually think that they're a little bit bigger. I really do. I actually feel they are a bit bigger. And there we go. Get that up in there. Get that up in there. Okay, so now we got our 3 examples right here. There we go. Get my hand out of there. And you're looking at them going, wow, those stink. They are huge. Okay, let me take a look at some of the comments. I'm sorry, I was really concentrating on trying to get everything all squared away here. So let's take a look and see what everybody's asking, and then I'll answer all your questions. How's that? Now, as you can see, these look a little tricky, like I said. They look very orangey, but don't worry, we're going to take care of that. All right, so let's take a look and see. I'll try to answer some of these questions that I probably have missed. Can your quality to 1080 Volkswagen? It looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm in 1080. My player was set at 780. Yes, okay. Okay, that's not a question. Can you show a close-up of the models when you're finished? This is pretty much about as close as I think I can get without losing it. I'm trying to decide to paint my new LSM from the box, as I'm thinking of Dusk Raiders with Garo and Alpha posing as Smurfs. Okay, I don't know what that means, Danny. I'm missing something here. By negative space, I mean the plastic the sculptor was too cheap to remove when there's no space between the torso and the rifle. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Nathaniel. I was just being a goof. I was just trying to get things set up. I usually just try to get in there the best I can with a very small and fine brush. You prime with spray cans, Voltec. Okay, got that. What's this? No, you guys are handling all that. Rob, do you ever use Army Painter Quick Shade? Yes, it's very, very good. Very good. I like it. It just takes forever to dry. Me, I've got to keep on moving. Why are you not painting Ultramarines? Because I just decided to do... I've got over 3,000 Ultramarines, so I decided to do a Blood Angel army. Do you have any suggestion for someone who's using glue for the first time on his models? Yes, I have some right here. It is called Loctite Super Glue Gel Control. It's really, really great stuff. Loyalist. Oh, Loyalist Space Marine. Okay, cool. Glad I caught this, Tony says. I am looking for a house to rent in Orlando. It's tough to find something in a nice area that's in my budget. I wouldn't live in Orlando, that's for sure. I'm not a big Orlando fan. I do like it out here in the country. Okay, so now that we have those where we want them, what we want to do is now we're going to take, let me pull up the thing so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. We're going to take Caro's Burg Crimson, okay? It is a wash by our good friends at Citadel. It's a shade. What it's going to do is going to tie these two colors together. All right. Whoops. Wrong brush. let's make sure that we have this rinsed off pretty good. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to get this, and we're going to move this around a little bit. There we go. I want to make sure that we have a good amount. Put down my little visor here. I want to make sure I can do this so you guys can see it. So all I'm going to do is just take and start working this over. It doesn't take away all of that dry brushing I did. And that's what we're trying to keep. We'll just go over the gun just because we can. Oops. I got a little heavy on there, but that's okay. It starts to tie these two colors together, and I'll show you how that works very shortly. And I think you'll see it from a distance. But when this dries, it'll actually turn out nice, and this gets into the recesses, but also it doesn't cover up some of that work I did. And that's what we're really trying to do, is not cover up the work that I did. I'm trying to get my hand out of here. Got the camera. I was trying a different angle with the camera. I wanted to try something a little different. We'll probably try something a little different tomorrow too. Well, we'll keep on trying until I keep dropping things. Alright. And just taking that shade and really working that shade in there. And it starts to tie those two colors, brings back that Mephisto red very nicely, but gives us that little bit of flare that we want. Alright, let me move this out of the way. Let's do another guy here. And just put them there. There we go. So again, all we're doing, working that in there. And working that all the way around. And it really leaves those lines that we did with the dry brushing. And you know, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can always do the other way, where you just paint the Mephisto on red and build around with some Evil Sun red, which is a great color to use, you know, and just tighten things up. Or you can do it this way. As you can see, I'm going to look up. I have the opposite problem with Kansas. Okay, that's the end of the pristine Lazy Susan. Yeah, no, this thing was doomed from the start. It was given to me so I can destroy it. Now I'm going to do everything I can to destroy it completely. Don't forget to hit the like button. Well, that wouldn't hurt either. And don't forget to subscribe. Because God knows we lose subscribers like crazy for some reason. Because we don't do things fancy here. We're getting there though. Alright. Alright. This is what I want you to see. Take a look at that backpack. Now, hopefully you can see where you keep that dry brush in there. But that wash is going to come in there and bring that red, brighten things up, darken things up in certain areas. You want to make sure it doesn't pool. Okay, that's a big thing. Make sure you move it around. You control the wash, so make sure that you move that around, especially near his helmet and everything like that. Put them up and let them dry, right? Okay, let's move that out of the way. Okay, that's two. Let's do another one here. Uh-oh, I think some puppies got in trouble. Are they misbehaving? Oh, brother. Alright. And you can see I'm just getting a good amount on my brush. I'm not letting it pool up. And I'm just moving it around. Moving it around. And we're making sure that that orange dry brush doesn't take complete control of it, because the wash actually brings back that red. It molds those two colors together. It does a nice job of blending them together. You know, it's dry brushed on there. We're getting the effect that we want, and that's what's most important right now. All right. And here comes the dog. So get ready for somebody to drink some water. There we go. Just wouldn't be a stream without it. Alright. And I'm just moving this around, making sure I've got it so it doesn't pool up and just cause this big black spot somewhere in there. I want to keep things, but I just don't want to lose things. And by being balanced, that's a good thing. Alright, so there we go. So as you can see, we don't lose anything here. We gain something, but we gain that edging pretty quickly because, you know, for those of you that just can't sit there with a little fine brush, you know, by pulling a fine brush and hitting, you know, having the control to go over each area or have the time to do it, you can dry brush these, then actually take with this Kindle Flame, which I'll put there, and then go over it with the Burg Crimson, and the combination of those two will give you the result you want pretty quickly. So you can get these cranked out pretty quickly. Now here's one that's dried, as you can see. We're going to move these guys back here. And now that we kind of got a pretty good feel for the power armor. Alright, let's bring this guy up too. I think he's good. Here's another guy that we got kind of under control. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start adding our blacks in there. That's usually the next thing that we do with this guy. So let's clear off our brush. Our blacks and our silvers. Usually I do the silver first and try to get that out of the way. There's a couple things that are really going to make these guys stand out, and that's, you know, bringing out the detail in them. So some of the things that you want to do definitely is, especially for the bolters and stuff. Well, let's go with. We want to do that now? No, we could. Alright, let's do it now because it's a good thing to see and see how we do it. So I just need a small brush. Something I feel comfortable with today. Hopefully that works out. And we're going to take our Abaddon Black. Now, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's okay. I like the Nurgle Force that comes with this set. Yeah, they're very cool. Welcome, Coyote. How are you? I'm sorry if I haven't said hi to everybody. We got off to a little bumpy start there with some issues there, but I think we got everything kind of fine. The axe is amazing. All right. So, I thought I already had one. Oh no, I bought another one. Oh well. That's the way it goes. So we're going to take our Abaddon Black, put down our visor, make sure we got a good point on this, and especially with our bolter here, we're going to start applying in the areas that we need. Now, one of the areas that we want to take care of is right there is his holster. That's completely black. So we want to take our time with that. There we go. And just come over here. There we go. We want to get the back of his legs here. And you want to be very careful. You just want to work that in there. We'll bring those out too. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. And we're just taking and catching the back of his legs and working the black in there. Taking a little bit here. Let's see, where else do we want to hit? We can darken one of these black packs here, or these packs here. That's what we're going to do. Make those black. And what's going to bring those out is by not keeping them totally black, but by taking some etching gray and going over it. That's really going to help bring out what we're trying to accomplish here. There we go. And of course his bolter. Rob, I thought you were thinking about White Scar's paint scheme. Are you painting these up as Blood Angels? Yes, I was going to go White Scars, and I just said that was just kind of a cheap way to get out. I go, why don't we just go for it and paint up some Blood Angels. So we're going to work this in here. And we're going to make sure that we don't hit his hand. I'm going to be very careful in what we're doing here. And we're just going to take our time. We've only got 20 models. We can crank through this. Once you get that body armor pretty well set, the rest of this is just taking your time and really trying to sell the point that you want this guy to look cool. And I'm just going to paint the whole gun black and then go over with the lead belcher, because it's easier to paint that lead belcher over a black, and it'll help the lead belcher. And then we'll throw some new oil on it, and it'll just make a big difference. You'll see what I'm talking about. And we're just being very careful here. And like I said, you can probably crank these out, what, 25? I could probably do these in 2 days, I think. And just doing this particular method really helps. And there we go. I don't like this brush, but we're not going to stop right this second with it. And then in here, we just want to get this eagle wings. We'll be able to bring those out too. Bring that up. The decals that they come with do a very nice job here. Alright, why don't we paint that black too, huh? Alright. And we want to get that edge there. And we want to save that pistol holster. There we go. We're moving along pretty quickly with this guy. See, that's a nice thing, is once you get that armor done, you start to see some results pretty quickly. And that's the fun part. So we start to get some results in there. What? Okay, let me... M&M order is in. I just primed 120 figures. Going to be busy. Nathaniel, if my son does the Mugala contest, would I be able to prime the models for him? Yeah, he could. You can help. I don't care how you guys help. It's supposed to be a fun project for your family. So I'm really encouraging people to do this. I'm going to make a video about it this week at some point. All right, let's try this one here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I got that. I got that. All right, so while we're waiting for some of this to dry, why don't we do some of the other silver bits that we want to take care of? Or actually, why don't we just keep on going? And I believe this guy is, yeah, he's done. And he's got a wash on him, so why don't we do the black on him, and then we'll come back and we'll keep going on this guy. And I'm going to show you how to do the standard bearers and all that stuff. So we've got a lot to do. We definitely do. So while that's drying, there we go. Saw a little thing there. And we'll see how this all comes out. It really will come out nicely. I don't know if I like this brush either. Can you guys see? Okay. Rob isn't picky about things like that. Wait, would you suggest picking up to expand this starter set, or would you suggest the two starter sets, or suggest two starter sets? I'm sure that it would be fine. It is a painting contest. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's just a little fun. I wouldn't expand on it until, you know what, wait till Saturday after we play it live, and then, you know, make a determination if you think you need more. That's the best thing I can tell you, because I'm not even sure if I need more. Now, I've got tons and tons of Space Marines, so picking up more Space Marines isn't a big thing, but I will say this much. These are bigger. I just feel that they're bigger, and I was going to pull some out, and I didn't get a chance tonight to do that, because I was going to show you and see if they were bigger. And to be honest with you, I just feel that these just feel a little bit bigger than the Space Marines that we've seen lately. They're a lot more detailed. They're easier to put together. I never liked putting together Space Marines. I never liked painting Space Marines, to be honest with you. You know, unless it was something extremely different. But these seem, to be honest, a lot different. So I would probably rebuild my army if I want to. Now, that's going to depend on what Mike and I think of this game. We're going to take a good, hard look at it. We'll let you know what we think. We'll be honest about it. I mean, we were lucky enough to get this early, so when this releases this week, you guys will already know, you know, what we think about it. You'll be able to see the thing played. We're working feverishly to have this painted, because I think it's just an insult to you guys not to have this painted. You know, you come to this channel, you expect things painted and put together, and that's what we try to do. We work really, really hard to try to get things. Now Friday, hopefully, if we get our skirmish rules, you're gonna, you know, it's a double whammy this week. We're gonna play a quick game of skirmish, and then probably a board game, because Janice is back. And you know, we're really gonna give you a full feel of everything 40K. Now, I know there's other channels that do it and stuff like that, and that's fine. They do some great jobs, but we're just going to give you our perspective and see what you think. And if you guys like what we think, hey, you got to remember, you know, I'm one of those old timers that have been doing this for a long time, especially with the 40K. You know, I'm one of those guys that, okay, you lose me because you start adding figures that can do 90 different things and wipe out an entire army. See, the minute your regular squad, and I'm going to check the comments in a minute, so please forgive me, but I'm really trying to concentrate here. The minute you have a game where one figure can wipe out and your infantry becomes worthless, I kind of lose interest in that game. I'll be honest with you. And that's what has happened over the years. You know, some inquisitor come down from outer space and can wipe, you know, you could just put him on the field and he'd wipe everybody out. You know, that old cheese just doesn't work for me. It never did. I like the game, the fundamental of the game, the story behind it. So I'm an old school guy that I want to be able to play somebody and not have them build some cheese army that wipes me out, and then I just sit there, because I don't mind losing. Losing's not the problem. But having fun, if I'm not having fun, what's the point? All right, let me pull up my visor here. Okay, Rob, the Primaris are bigger. Yeah, they. Oh, Joe, glad to see you. How are you, buddy? I'm getting this so we can put this up on the miniature market. Doing another painting video. They are bigger. They're like Super Marines. I really think they're really nice. So I really like this. Dutch, good night. Thanks for coming by. They, you know, the stats are the same and everything like that. Pretty much, as a Space Marine. So I just think, you know, as I build these, I'm gonna want to build more, but I'm gonna see how they play first. That's you know, that's the feel of this. You know, I haven't had a chance to read the lore as much, but I promise you I will. Because one thing that's always interested me is the lore to this whole thing. Alright. We're just being careful here. Now that black looking pretty good there. And we're just going to get that in there. We're going to get that in there. We're going to get that in there. All right. And I got a good enough in there. I'm just going to touch this with this. And you got to be real careful here on the inside here, but you know, that's why you make sure that you get your blacks done first. All right, perfect. So, what's the next thing we want to do? Because we're only going to go with these two guys just to show you, and then we'll do some more. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Boy, Mike, what are you doing watching the stream when you should be paying? I don't know. I don't think he's dedicated to the cause, folks. Okay, we're going to take some lead belcher, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. We're going to, on the guy that's dry here, because we've got about a squad drying after we did that little technique there. And this is how many guys I've got. I don't have a lot left to do, to be honest with you. I'm going to make this 2 parts because I really want to concentrate and possibly show you different angles of doing this again. So, I mean, we're really flying through these guys, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Because I'm going to actually show you how to put the decals and everything on. Hello, Mike. I am working on my Lord of Chaos. Attaboy, Mike. And like I was telling everybody, Mike, we plan on doing this week, and you know, we're going to have some fun with it. That's for sure. So let's get a little bit of that lead belcher and let's go to work here. All right, first things first. One of the things I always like to do is I like to get that into that vent there. And let's get a little into that vent, that vent, that vent, that vent. Well, that's right. Kind of want to get some right in there. Get that dot right there. I'm going to paint the whole vent. And there we go. And we're going to get the whole vent here. It's exactly what we want. And that looks pretty good there. There we go. Then I'm going to get this handle right here. Now we're going to come back to this black in a little bit. And there's a reason for that. We're going to paint right there. And there we go. And I'm just going to put him down for a second. Hope I'm keeping him in range. Good night, Tim. Oh, birthday dinner. Tell her we said happy birthday. I've done 15 already. Oh, God. All right, Mike. Mike, I got your bases here, by the way. Mike's trying to be a show-off, Tam. All right. So again, we're going to put a little dot there and there, because I like that over there. We're going to paint that right in there and get it around here, because we want to get the whole thing, because somebody will pick this up. And let's get that hand out of the way. Hey, I want to know, what's your favorite way to create scratches and battle damage? Just using a particular wash, probably. I mean, there's a number of ways you can do it. And then what we want to do is I'm going to come up top here and just head over here a little bit. There we go. Cover that up. Whoops. It's okay. That's why we got the lazy Susan. There we go. Let's get a little bit more on here. I usually don't like a long tipped brush, but it seems to be with me today. Alright. And then we'll come over here. Take that. Come over the top here. We got to be very careful. This is where you're just taking your time and getting things done. That's all it takes. Just taking your time and getting things done. And that's all you're worried about right now. Everything else falls into shape. Come there. All right. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I got that. I got that. I got that. All right. And his ear holes. We got to get those. All right. So we're going to take this ear hole here. We're going to put a little bit of that there. And he's got one right here. So we're going to take it very carefully, hit there. Make sure his vents are okay. That's good. That looks pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I am, actually. And sometimes you just gotta, you make a mistake, which I always tell you you're gonna make them. Hey, first time watching. Hope we're we're all well. Underdog Painting, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi Rob, can I ask about the visor you are using? Been thinking about getting one to help me paint those small pieces. Hey Tam, where'd you get this? You got this online, didn't you?
eBay.
Huh?
eBay.
Edic?
eBay.
Oh, eBid.
eBay.
eBay.
Oh my God.
Well, there you go. Sorry. eBay. Alright, so I missed something with the black. That's okay. And that's why we do this live, because you get to see me, even I make mistakes. What am I saying? Even I. Of course I make mistakes. Well, what I forgot to do is get these little straps here with the black. I want to make sure that I get those. So that strap goes there. And then that strap there connects in there. Excellent. Just look around one more time, make sure we didn't forget anything. Well, I think we can paint that pouch too black, because we're going to paint over that in a minute. Alright, so let's get that guy. And we forgot to do his strap, so we'll take care of his. And then what we'll do is we will also do all the silver on him real quick. And then we'll continue on, because we should be able to finish these two guys to a degree. And then I'll show you how to do decals tomorrow. Alright, there's that. We got that. Oh, I just saw a little area that I did not get. It's okay. Make sure we got that. We got the eagle very well. Pick this guy up. Alright. Now we'll take off that paint. And one of the things I like to do is also like to I bought an inexpensive visor from Amazon. There's lots there. Cool TY. I will check it out. Quick fact. Today is the anniversary of D-Day. I know. I was actually thinking of doing War and Pieces today. But I figured doing this would be a little bit more. Well, I mean not. Sometimes it just... We'll save it. Mike will be doing War Pieces. Next week I will be at Origins. For those of you that will be there, let's just move that across there. I look forward to seeing you all. And you can find me at the Dice Tower booth with my good friends from the Dice Tower. Alright. Alrighty. So let's go, let's make that silver. And we'll make that. And just taking our time, nice and easy. Especially with Space Marines, nice and easy, everything. Take your time, because they really pay off when you take your time and you do it right. But you guys know that. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. All right. See, you found it for, it's a good thing. See, Tam, you found one for 15 bucks.
Very good.
Yeah.
Ask them if it's got the different,
Does it have the different
magnifying inserts.
Does it have the different magnifying inserts? The Queen wants to know.
Because they have some that have, depending on how big you want to magnify things, inserts that you can put in there.
Yeah, she got me the ones with the inserts, which are very, very nice. Depending on how bad my eyes are for the day,
How small the pieces are that you're working on.
Oh, that's true too. That's the level of magnification I use. And they come with all kinds of different sizes, which really make a big difference. Am I still on camera? Yeah, okay. One of the most difficult things I don't think people realize, and I think you'll find is pretty hard, is doing this live, making sure that you're on camera, and trying not to make mistakes, of course. It's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. All right, let's put a little dot there, a little dot there, a little dot there, and a little dot there. It's not as easy as you think. It's actually a pain in the neck at times.
No.
See, even the dog thinks it's a pain.
No. No.
Bella, relax.
It's just a motorcycle.
I know somebody went by our neighborhood. Very rarely people go by our neighborhood, but I guess one of the kids were out riding a motorcycle or something. And the puppy let her know that I ain't doing this. You ain't coming by here with a motorcycle. Alright, a little lead belcher there. Alright. So, here we go so far. So let me take a look here. Thanks all. Found one over in the UK for 14 with 4 inserts. So I will grab one and try one. It does. It makes a huge difference. It really does. Yep, that's exactly it. Looking forward to learning how to paint up the standard bearer. Yep, we'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do the whole flag and even put the decals on. So that'll be quite fun. Right now I'm just trying to show you how to do these guys as quickly as possible. Now, where the heck is that one color I was looking for? Alright. We're going to take a little Macragge Blue. There's a reason for that. And we're just going to do this pretty quickly. Let me shake that up a little bit better. What do you think of the upcoming Death Guard Green Citadel base paint for the Nurgles? Wish we had it. I know Mike does. But we'll make do. I think it's a good thing. Alright, so now we're going to take Macragge Blue and we're going to work it into this knee pad right here. Just going to give this guy a little bit of variance here. And the reason I'm putting this here is because we're going to put a decal over this. There we go. So that's going to go in there. We're going to do the same thing with this guy here. And that's a Macragge Blue. And same thing here. Just taking our time. You know, make sure you got a good feel for the brush. So start in the middle and then work your way to the outside edges. If you feel that you have a good control of your brush, it'll make everything so much easier. Just like doing this here. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes, but try to make as few as you can. All right. The next thing that we want to do, and I'm just cleaning this off. Where is it? I have it over there somewhere. There's that. I got that. I did that. Oh, okay. We're going to take some Eshin Gray. And this is where we're going to go over the black areas. Alright. So all we want to do is just get some of this on our brush. And everything that's black, we kind of just want to edge out a little bit. So, like, for instance, I'm just going to take and spin this off a little bit. I'm just going to take the side of my brush and just, with the side of the brush, just edge that out. And it gives it a little bit of something there. With these bags, the same thing. I kind of want to just edge it out. Edge it out. Gives the black a little bit more of a. It just doesn't make the black like a big lump of black. It gives it depth, and that's what we're going for here. We want to give it depth. So like right in here. And over the top here. Over the corner of this bag. Over the back of this bag. Over the edge. Am I in the camera? No, okay, good. Just coming over the top of the saddlebag. The bottom of the bag. Use the edge. The gun. You can do the same thing. Just hitting some of the edges. And it just gives that a little bit of depth. And then when you got not that much on there, you can just kind of go over some of the high points. And then on the flag here, or the falcon here, just hit the edges so that stands out a little bit. Now this is going to be hard to see, but you'll see it on the captain tomorrow as we work on that. There we go. And we do the same thing on this other guy here. Cleaning off our brush a little bit. Dropping a few brushes. Using the etching gray really works. You can even use a dawnstone if you like. We'll probably finish it up with a and again, just taking the edge of your brush and just working a way around. Here we go. What's the matter, babe? Same thing here with all his backpacks. Then what I forgot to do on the other guy is working that in there. There we go. Edging that gun or bolter. There we go. All right. Let me see what everybody's saying. Okay, I've always played Nids and I'm really looking forward to trying out the Nurgle. I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right. Now we can take a look, see where we're at. All right. And where is it? We're going to take it just a touch of Newell oil as the dog's licking me. Nothing new. And all right, we're going to take some Newell oil. We're just going to go over all that. That's silver work, or that's a lead belcher. And we're going to do the same back here. Don't want to get it too much on there, everything. If you have too much, just move it around. That's what I'm doing. Put a little too much in that recess. That's okay. Got a model right here. I can just keep on using that and work it out. There we go. Let that dry a bit. Because we're going to highlight over it too. All right. Close that up. All right. Now, I believe I pulled some. I don't know if I did. I probably did not. So bear with me for a moment. That's not it. That's not it. And we're going to pull out one of my shovels. Pull out our Evil Sun Scarlet, and not that, not that, oh boy, not that. I've only got like 900 of them, I just can't find them right now. What I'm looking for is a Xandri dust. There we go. And what we're going to do here is, let's see, what color paint? Okay, you guys are talking to Mike, which is just fine. So what we're going to do here We're going to take a little bit of this Xandri dust. Now the best thing to do is try to do these in a way that you can just kind of do them all at once. But because I want to kind of try to get as close as I can to being done, let's see. Nope. Anymore. What we're doing is trying to get these purity seals kind of taken care of while we're at it. And you have one? No. It's okay. I see what I forgot to do on this guy too. I see what I forgot to do on both of them, but I will correct that very shortly. Alright, so he has a purity seal. So we're going to just go over that right now. And just let that sit with the Xandri dust. But we're going to go back to the Abaddon Black real quick. And I made a mistake. And always double check your work. Always double check your work. I go, boy, that guy looks pretty ordinary right now. And that's because I didn't do any of his joints here, which I was supposed to do. So we're going to take our black and we're going to work. This is kind of important because it really sells this guy. And you really kind of want to work that in there. And spin that around. There we go. And I want to get his joints here. Now I got him on the other guy, but this is something that you really got, especially when you're factory. You got him in a factory line. You want to make sure that you double check all your work. And we're just gonna work that in there a little bit. All right. As you can see, I got back here, but I didn't get the lower joint here. Like I said, hey, this is live. We make mistakes. You know, not every guy that you see is perfect. They all make mistakes too. Everybody makes mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you're not human. All right, that's good because we're going to come back, and we're not even going to bother putting the etching gray in there. We're going to go right for the next gray. Just want to fix this a little bit because I noticed this was a little off kilter there. Okay. And now that we got a nice black line in there, touch over the gray a little bit. Perfect. All right, while that seal's drying, and we got our gray correct, what we want to do is we want to find a nice administrative gray, because it just gives us a little bit more than what we're looking for here. Let me put this down for a second. Oh, there we go. Administration gray. Remember, kids, thin your paints. Don't do like he does. Oh, be quiet. Tim Buckaroo. Let's see. There we go. I do thin my paint. Just don't. That was fun. That felt good. All right. Everybody's a pro. I never said I was a pro. All I do is try to show you guys how to do this the easiest and quickest way possible so you can get your stuff out there onto the table quickly, fun and efficiently. I don't know. He's gone now. Nice Coyote, you're getting slow. It's just some guy that comes in and trying to be rude. And okay, those joints are okay. And that's the most important thing. Yeah, it doesn't take long to get hammered. All right, so now I really want to get my ultra thin brush because I'm going to show you how to do these eyes. Now the one thing about doing eyes, especially on this level, you really want a very small. Now I'll use, this is a Winsor Newton brush. And I really like this one here. And okay guys, I'm off to dinner. Take it easy. Alright, so now, as you see, I have a very thin brush here. Oh. Boy, I'm just sluggish today. Oh, I'll just leave this on. I'm just not going to be able to cut it off. Oh, there we go. We got our things. Don't feel bad about pulling the trigger on anybody. I don't. Like I said, this is just a channel where we just come together. I don't claim to do everything 100% correctly, but I don't think I do it 100% badly either. Not for the amount of stuff I do. All right. So you're going to take some white scar. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to take a touch of this. Just going to take a touch of it. And I'm going to wipe a good amount of it off. Then I'm going to put some more on. There we go. And I just want a nice little pool here. There we go. And all I'm going to do with my little visor down is I'm just going to put a little bit of white scar in his eyes. Oops. And then on the other side here, this is where you got to have a little bit of control. Make sure you got yourself a nice thin brush. I'm going to do the same thing for this guy. And I'm going to do on this side too. Just going to take a little from the towel paper here. There we go. Now we're not going to leave the eyes white because we're actually going to let that dry for a minute. In the meantime, we're going to switch over to another color. Because again, we're just kind of flying around here trying to get these guys somewhere. And get that off. Where's the guy with the purity seal? Okay, there we go. And we're going to take some Evil Sun Scarlet. Yes. And take a little bit of that. And we're going to put that right into the seal here. And there we go. And that's good enough for that. And now we're going to take this administrative gray that we've been waiting to use. We're going to shake that up. And get a little on our brush. And then we're going to take it off onto our white spot of our paper. And then very easily, we're going to go back over those lines. And we're going to make those lines a little bit more prominent. And the same thing here. And over here. And then again, come back over onto our white wet piece of paper. We have our and hit the edge here of the gun, rifle, then we want to hit the back of these legs. Nice and easy. There we go. Now we don't have a lot on here, so now we can kind of work that eagle a bit, that chest plate. You're not worried about getting it on the rifle, because there's hardly any on here. And just nice. Bring out those corners a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing with our friend here. Get a little bit more, put a little bit more water down. And take a little bit here. And again, do exactly like we've been doing. Edge it. Just taking the edge of your paintbrush. That's all you need to do. And just touch it. It gives that black a nice, it gives it some nice depth. Same thing with the joints here. There's bands in the back. Then we edge out the gun, the rifle, the bolter. Geez, we're going to play the game, at least get the stuff named right? And then just a nice touch onto our eagle here. And there we go. Last things we want to do for tonight probably. And we'll finish more, I'm sure. Ocala Garrison. Hey Brian, how are you? Man, the camera is much better. Yeah, it's getting there, Brian. I'm getting there. So we're going to take a Waywatcher green glaze. And all we're going to do is just take a little bit of that glaze. I mean, you remember where we painted the eyes white. All we got to do is just drop just a little in there. And there you go. That's how you get your green eyes. It gives that glowing effect with that glaze. I wish I can get a better close-up for you. Alright. Well, let me just get a little bit more of that. And that's what you do. That's how you make those eyes glow. You get that effect. You paint it white and then you go over with a nice Waywatcher green glaze. It really makes a big difference. Now, because we did that wash and we really went heavy with certain things, you can take some of your Mephiston red if you like, especially on the shoulder pads. No, that's not going to do it for me. Let me see what I got here. You take a little out here. Come over here, get it on your paper, get a little water on there. Listen to the dogs go. And now you kind of just go over these pads a little bit, or some of the higher areas a little bit, very lightly. Usually just like to hit it a little bit of the high areas. And the dead of the back here. Just going over just a little bit. Without taking out that edge that we worked so hard to get. And just go over that a little bit. And you're not losing anything there, see? There you go. As you see, it wasn't that hard. And when you do them in an assembly line, you can just drill these guys pretty quickly and get them done pretty quickly. What's really going to sell these guys is when we put the decals on and we just touch up a few things. It's really going to make a big difference here. It's going to help a lot of things pop. Also, we're going to finish this insignia here. We're going to put a wash on there. We're going to probably use a Agrath Earth Shade over there. But that's the end of part one. We're going to keep it simple. We keep it to an hour and a half tonight. We're going to do another hour and a half tomorrow. So we'll get the rest of these done. I'll get these all to these point by the time we come back on. But our main focus is going to be on how to get the standard bearer where we want them, how to get that cloak where we want it, okay, and work on some of the other things. Can you hold it to the camera to see things like the detail of the eyes? Gene, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to try to do a couple things here. Hold on, bear with me. First of all, let me turn on the focus. And I don't know how good I can get in there with the camera, but we'll do the best we can. I can promise you that. How's that? So, let me back off a little bit. Let's get this out of the way. Let's pull these guys forward. Let me see if I can adjust the focus. Just bear with me. See if I put that there, it'll focus in. Nope. Let me try one thing here. Camera focus. Turn that off. There we go. Sorry about that. And let's try it again. All right. There, I think we got that there. How's that? Does that look a little bit better? No, I just I made the auto adjustment. I have to do it myself. I have to hand jam it. So you see where we're at here. And let's just talk about this real quick. What we did. You could see some of the edging here that we wanted to get. You can see the eyes hopefully a bit. How we're working the Signa. But the most important thing is that we have that red, but we also have that red highlighted a bit. And you can see probably better on the back because there's more detail there. How we work that all in together. You see where we're going with this now. You see how the edging works. See, on the front, we're not exactly done yet, but you see how we worked our gray into our areas and stuff like that. All right. I'm just really trying to figure out how to work this camera. So tomorrow we'll try painting at this scope. We'll see how that works. I'll paint it this close here, and that's where we'll get better detail probably. I didn't realize that you could take it off autofocus and pull the new camera all the way forward. It's a new camera for me, so it's you know, I'm still trying to get used to it. So there you go. I think that's pretty much where we want to be. We want to leave it off tonight. We'll finish doing some more detail. Now you see where I went over the top of the pads. Okay, and I'll show you again. Let's see. This is where the guy started off. Okay, first we made it Mephiston red. Okay, let me just pull these guys out of the way. Now let's just review a little bit so you guys understand what we're doing here. Mephiston red, and then into that dry brush with the dry color, which is a dry Kindle Flame. And it looks like I told you, it looks like garbage. But then, after we did that, we put a wash on it, so it would wash out pretty much like this guy's washed out right now. And you could see how it keeps. Oh, wrong guy. You could see where it keeps all that detail in the back from the dry brush. So after that, then we start adding in our other colors, our blacks, our grays, our silvers, our Xandri Dust with a little orange, Evil Sun Scarlet. All right, we put our white in the eyes, and then we went over with the green glaze. And that'll give us the eye color that we're working for. My suggestion is to look at the bit rate that is going to YouTube from your stream program. That is an issue that I have previously. A little change that makes wonders. Higher. I'm all the way up to the highest bit rate. Well, I'll double check it. Maybe it could be something that I'm doing too. I'm not going to run that out. But then we went with an etching gray, and then we went over with a administration gray. Okay, we put some new oil, but we're going to go over with some Rune Fang tomorrow. So we're going to finish these guys up, and I'm going to show you how that we take it from here to here to here to here. All right, and then we'll take it to the next level and finish everything up. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching part 1. Tomorrow will be part 2. Hopefully we can get everything done, so Thursday we can do the Chaos Dragon like we wanted to do. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope if you're not subscribed, you subscribed. And I want to thank everybody for watching this, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, 6 o'clock. Until then, I'm Rob Warren, and I'll talk to you soon. And Brian, give me a call when you get a chance.